every NFL team's best player of all time. The reason I want to see this, because we need to get knowledge on the players we need to react to. We're seeing so many suggestions on players' names that we can't even keep up. So I feel like this will help us break down a few.
Who is who?
Yeah, who's who.
Yeah.
Before we get into it.
Make sure you smash the subscribe and follow button and hype up this video.
Let's go.
The best player ever for every NFL team.
Oh.
When you think of your favorite team's history, what player comes to mind? Every franchise has had tons of great players and legendary personalities, but who stands out above the rest? Today, we're going to break down who is the best player to ever play for each individual NFL team. The Arizona Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald. No matter how good or not so good Arizona is, Larry Legend has been the consistent cornerstone for the Cards. When you think of Cardinals red and white, Fitzgerald is the first person who comes to mind. Larry has more tackles than dropped passes in his career, which goes to show what type of a receiver he is. Atlanta Falcons.
Nice.
Claude Humphrey. Humphrey is the original Hall of Fame Falcon. He pummeled offenses with 122 career sacks and 8 All-Pro nods. Claude Humphrey is the most underrated pass rusher of all time that unfortunately played on some awful 70s Falcon teams. Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is the embodiment of a linebacker, a big, fast, vicious, emotional, and passionate leader. Lewis led the young Ravens franchise to 2 Super Bowls while setting the all-time tackling record. He was forever immortalized as a first-ballot Hall of Famer in 2018. Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's not just
Sexy.
the only player with 200
Sick team name.
sacks. He's also a 10-time All-Pro and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Bruce Smith was the defensive leader of the Buffalo Bills in the 90s and the heartbeat of their 4 straight Super Bowl berths.
Damn.
Carolina Panthers, Julius Peppers. Peppers was an athletic freak that had
I'm not going to lie, NFL team names, they go hard. I've got a video lined up on
Buffalo Bills.
I've got a video lined up on how teams got their names. So that's going to be coming. Hopefully, I might do it tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, why not?
So that'll be cool.
97 sacks in powder blue. He was a brick wall in the run game, as well as being the defensive stalwart for the Panthers team that won their first NFC championship. With unprecedented longevity, Peppers returned to Carolina almost a decade after leaving to finish his career as a Panther. Chicago Bears, Walter Payton. Walter Payton got the nickname Sweetness for good reason.
Sweetness?
His game was the smoothest the world had ever seen.
Oh, damn.
He glided through defenses on his way to becoming the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Payton was also one of the most versatile players ever, retiring with 8 touchdown passes and more catches than any non-receiver. Cincinnati Bengals, Anthony Munoz. Munoz is the best run-blocking tackle in NFL history. No Anthony Munoz, no Ickey Shuffle. Munoz 9 first-team All-Pros in a row is more than anybody else in history. While the Bengals haven't had much success as other franchises, they have the greatest offensive lineman ever to hang their hats on. Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown.
Oh my God, your name's Jim. You play for the Cleveland Browns and your name is Jim Brown. That's like O.J. Simpson when he was drinking O.J.
Yeah.
Before he got arrested.
Yeah.
Brown is arguably the greatest football player ever. In just 10 years, he wrote his name next to every record in the book and is still one of the only 9 players with 100 rushing touchdowns.
Big W.
Cleveland won one of the last NFL championships with Brown as their lead horse. He retired early to enjoy his life after decimating defenses for a decade. Dallas Cowboys, Roger Staubach.
I heard about the
There's a lot of
Cowboys.
choices
Yeah,
with
same.
Dallas, namely the NFL's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith. But the Cowboys don't become America's team without Captain America himself,
Nah.
Roger Staubach.
That's jokes.
Quarterbacking 2 Super Bowls with the star on his helmet, his leadership in the 70s put the boys on the map. And because of that, he's the greatest Cowboy ever. Denver Broncos, John Elway. John Elway's towering stature and rocket arm made him the childhood idol of many. Elway is one of the clutchest players in history, and while it took him nearly his entire career, he brought Denver to their first 2 Super Bowls. Detroit Lions, Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders.
Oh, we've reacted to Barry Sanders. There's been quite a few people asking for us to watch Barry Sanders. Guys, when we done NFL videos a year ago, he was one of the players we done. So go check that out for the people who are new on the NFL side. Amazing player.
Yep.
So lucid.
This is the most electrifying player the game has ever seen. He cut on a dime, making the world's best athletes look like grade school kids. In just 9 short years, he put himself at the top of multiple records.
He was amazing.
Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre. With his gun-slinging swagger, Brett Favre ended the Packers' 30-year Super Bowl drought,
What'd you call it?
bringing a
Goatee.
championship back to Titletown, USA. Many players could be picked for such a successful franchise, but Favre just embodies what it truly means to be a cheesehead. Houston Texans, J.J. Watt. The Texans have had a ton of success and become one of the biggest franchises in no time.
Guys, why do they do the like ink under their eyes? What's the purpose for that? Is it like tribal vibes?
I think it's like a warrior kind of.
Is it like we're going to war?
Yeah, I think.
Or was there a different message?
A lot of that is because of J.J. Watt's ability to suffocate offenses and take over a game from any position in the front seven. He's the only player to have 2 20-plus sack seasons.
Nice.
He's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning.
Oh,
No
Peyton
league
Manning.
was safe
Heard of
with
him.
Peyton Manning around. Playing with Peyton was like having a coach on the field with you at all times. He put the Colts in the perfect position every play and hoisted a Lombardi during his time there. Peyton Manning retired, owning nearly every passing record known. Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Boselli. It's always great to get it right the first
He sounds
time.
Italian.
The Jaguars' first draft pick
Italian
in their
name.
existence was Tony Boselli, who immediately became an elite offensive lineman. In the second half of the 90s, Boselli was the most dominant blocker in football, moving people against their will every snap. Kansas City Chiefs, Derek Thomas. 7 sacks in 1 game says enough. Derek Thomas ravaged offenses from the edge with an inimitable blend of speed and power. He played every snap of his career for the Chiefs, notching 126 sacks in 10 years. Tragically, his life and career were cut short in a car accident. Los Angeles Chargers,
sad.
Junior Seau.
R.I.P.
Seau was the heartbeat of the Bolts. Junior commanded the then San Diego defense for 13 years. In 200 career games as a Charger, Junior Seau registered 1,500 tackles, 47 sacks, and 15 interceptions. He diagnosed
Big
the
numbers.
run immediately, stuffing backs before they could even get going. Los Angeles Rams, Deacon Jones. Sacks were made official because of Deacon Jones. He even came up with
He looks like he's about the business. Look at him.
Deacon Jones. Sacks were made official
He looks
because
serious.
of Deacon Jones. He even
Staring
came
at the
up with
camera like
name
that.
Sack. That's the kind of impact he had on the field. It's believed he's the unofficial all-time sack leader, with many people crediting him over 15 to 20 sacks a year, including 3 20-plus sack seasons. The Miami Dolphins, Dan Marino. Marino is the most natural thrower to ever play football. He looked great under the rays of Miami sunshine, throwing bombs and shattering quarterback records. But he was way before his time, with a play style that matched up perfectly with today's NFL. While he never won a Super Bowl, he innovated the game, and his stamp can be seen on television every Sunday. Minnesota Vikings, Alan Paige. Alan Paige isn't as widely known as other players on this list, but he should be. Paige was the leader of the Purple People Eaters and the first defensive NFL MVP ever. Paige was unlike any defensive tackle the league has ever seen.
I love that.
Combining incredible
Monster.
speed with superhuman strength to devour offenses.
Yeah,
The
we
New
saw
England
that.
Patriots, Tom Brady.
Of course.
Commonly referred to as the greatest of all time, Brady's career accolades could fill up this entire video, so we'll talk about the most important ones. 6 Super Bowls, 2 more than any other quarterback.
Nuts.
4 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 regular season MVPs. And he's also the league's biggest draft steal ever. New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees. Drew Brees' unrivaled throwing abilities overshadowed his small stature. Brees revitalized New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina,
Oh my gosh.
bringing the entire Houdat Nation together to win the Saints' first ever Super Bowl.
Oh, good
Brees
for
is
them.
also at the top of every passing record book. He plays with so much heart that he's perfect for the state of Louisiana. New York Giants, Lawrence Taylor. There's never been a defensive force
You can't call yourself New York Giants if you ain't got Giants on the team. They made sure they got some Giants over there.
Yeah. Exactly.
This guy looks like a Giant already.
New York Giants? Where's your Giants hat?
Like Lawrence Taylor, LT played like his hair was on fire, brutalizing runners and dumping quarterbacks
There
on
we
their
go.
head.
Real Giant.
Taylor
Look at
changed
that.
how defenses were built, with more stand-up rushing linebackers that could
Oh
drop
my
into coverage
goodness.
and hold the edge. He's one of the only 2 defensive players who have ever won an MVP award and is considered by most the greatest defensive player of all time. New York Jets, Don Maynard. Don Maynard was the first player ever to sign with the New York Jets. Maynard's abilities as a receiver dominated in 3 different leagues. Maynard was a huge key in the biggest upset in NFL history as well, Super Bowl III. Don Maynard went from being an NFL reject to an all-time elite pass catcher. Las Vegas Raiders, Gan Upshaw. Upshaw is the only player to play in the Super Bowl in 3 different decades with the same team. Gan Upshaw is the best representation of the silver and black there is. The Raiders guard played a part in some of the game's most iconic plays, including the Holy Roller and the Immaculate Reception. His nickname was Highway 63 because runners who followed him could get wherever they wanted to go. Philadelphia Eagles, Reggie White. The
What a
Minister of
sick name
Defense
that
is
was.
the greatest defensive lineman to ever live. His patented hump pass rush move sent blockers flying as he crushed quarterbacks an insane 198 times in his career. He was also a phenomenal leader and one of the most beloved people in football history. Pittsburgh Steelers, Joe Green. Anybody
Green.
nicknamed Mean Joe Green had to have a nasty streak to him. Green was the most feared player on the most feared team of all time, the 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers. He tore through the line of scrimmage and tossed runners to the ground by any means necessary. San Francisco 49ers, Jerry Rice. Many NFL players say that Jerry Rice is the best football player ever. All
Ooh.
Rice did was break nearly every
Big
all-time
statement.
receiving record, setting marks that will most likely never be broken again. And with the Niners, he won 3 Super Bowls with 2 different quarterbacks, making critics that said he wasn't big enough or fast enough eat their words. Seattle Seahawks.
Guys, I do believe this video is a little dated, so it will be interesting to know who you would replace for this, for certain players if you was to account today's players. Because I see a lot of people saying Patrick Mahomes would have been for his team instead of the guy they put on a video.
How old is this video?
I'll check in a minute. Let's finish it and then we'll check. It's not long left.
Yeah.
Steve Largent. Cut by the Oilers as a rookie, the Seahawks picked Largent up off the streets. Steve Largent gave them a return on investment like we've never seen before. His perfect route running and soft hands helped him retire the all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Derek Brooks. While we
Derek
could have
Brooks?
gone Warren Sapp,
was gonna say Derrick Rose.
Derek Brooks was the leader during Tampa Bay's heyday. He possessed insane speed for his size, tracking down ball carriers from sideline to sideline. Brooks was a certified playmaker that was as good in coverage as he was against the run. Tennessee Titans, Bruce
That is a
Matthews.
name.
Matthews
Tennessee
was the epitome of
Titans. That's a name.
consistency
Yeah,
and
sick name.
versatility.
Oh my
Bruce
God.
started a game at every
Powerful.
offensive line position and never missed a start in his 293-game career. He was selected to 9 All-Pro teams and spawned the legacy of Matthews' family in the NFL.
Their names are so much better than Manchester United, Chelsea Football Club, Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, but that's
Arsenal
like
Football
the
Club.
names of the
Bruh,
cities, though.
I want to see Tennessee Titans fighting
I don't
New York
think-
Giants. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want to see Chelsea Football Club, bro.
Washington football team.
What do you think they should be
Sammy
called
Baugh,
then?
The oldest
Bro, make up some sick names like this and maybe I'll start watching again after 15 years.
Okay.
member of this prestigious list, slinging Sammy Baugh might as well be called Mr. Football. He led the league in completion percentage 8 times in his career as its pioneer passer. Oh, and did we also mention he picked off 31 passes as a safety as well? So, there you guys have it.
Well, let's see how old the video is. It is pretty old. 5 years, so 2021. 2021, guys. So it's old, but it's not crazy old. It's not like, oh my God,
it's not like 10 years old.
decades ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.